Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So it's about 25 degrees. This one says minus 4.8, minus 5 Celsius. It's about 1:45. It is Tuesday, the 6th of January. My battery's not all charged up, and the tiebreaker says it's 32 degrees. I think it's a liar. I think the tiebreaker is a liar. It's much closer to 25. Anyway, I'm back to messing with that 200S motor. Real interesting findings. Some of you guys have told me, boy, you have that leak down tester, you should get it out and use it. So I did. I first went out to YouTube and watched a video on how to use it, because I'm not one for instructions. I'm one of those people that, first thing I normally do is lose the instructions or crumble them up and throw them away or something like that. So, I don't know if you guys have seen it. There you go. It's a Harbor Freight thing. I don't know what they go for. What you have here in these holes, you have spark plugs adapter that you screw onto this hose and screw into the spark plug. So one hose into the spark plug, really, really difficult. Once again, spark plug adapters. And what you do is you plug this into the compressor and you set the 0 on it. I have my compressor in the other room, which is good for when you're doing this testing, because you don't, oh God, you don't want to be hearing the compressor crank and run and do all those things, right? So, there you go. And actually, I'm supposed to loosen this first. So, excuse the one-handed man who needs 3 hands. So what you do is you just set the 0 by tightening up this little gauge thing, right? You set the 0 right there. And these, you have 2 different kinds of regulators. That's a single stage regulator, so it's got a little creep to it. Let's assume that's going to creep right to 0. Matter of fact, it's about there now. Then you just plug it in here, and you're all happy. You set it to top dead center, and for me, you have a T, and just to the left of the T you have a little line, and you set it here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it to you. I don't know, could you guys see in there? You can see it. I'm not very good. Anyway, you set it up to top dead center, and then you hook up the air to it, and according to this gauge, I'm pretty good, right? Which tells me my rings are good, my valves are good, everything's good. There is some air leaking out, and if you just listen as I take this out, so you guys could hear it's blowing by the rings. If I use my high-powered rag, right, I cover up the exhaust. Listen. so you really hear no change in sound. And if I cover up the carb, same thing. Listen. So my valves are closing. So what's wrong with this motor? Well, this is set to top dead center, and there's a small gear here. For every time this gear goes around twice, the valves go around once, right? The valves have a full cycle, so to speak, on a 4-cycle engine, right, of opening and closing the valves, where the piston has to go up and down twice. With this at top dead center and the valves closed, right, which they are, my problem is my ignition is completely in the wrong place. I am firing 180 degrees out. I'm firing at the wrong time. Now this engine, if you look it over, to me it doesn't look like, right, it's ever been taken apart, right? They really look pretty good, but for some reason she's firing 180 degrees out of phase. So that's what's wrong. Back to this thing, just quickly, they give you all the adapters so that you can basically plug it into any engine. Obviously, I plugged it into this engine. You could put it in, you know, lawnmower engines or even V8s if that's what you choose to do. Once again, all you do is plug, you know, spin that out, plug your air regulator in, set that to 0, and with that set at 0, right, you then could determine what your leak rate is, so to speak, how quickly it leaks down. While I was getting to top dead center, I set the top dead center where this thing, you know, fires just before top dead center, and I was leaking a lot of air. So then I went 180 degrees out, the valves closed, and there I am. So it appears as if, once again, this thing is firing 180 degrees out. The valves are not banged up. The head appears okay. Once again, I got a good leak rate and all that. So it's got a timing issue. This is one of the earlier engines. You could tell because it has a downshift pattern. 1, 2, 3. You pump down to get it to shift. You lift up to downshift. That makes it an older engine. The older engines did have some issues with timing chains and so forth, just like the older 200S is horrible for timing chains. Basically they used the same chain. So there we have it. I have a timing problem, not a leak problem. What I'm trying to do is have a video a day, which means some days I have to make more than one, and some days I just, because I'm off, I make one. On the days I make more than one, then I carry them forward. It's enough to ask you guys to watch one video of me a day. Watching more than one video of me could probably be painful. So that's kind of what I've been doing. For those of you who've noticed the moving around of dates. For me, the nice thing about doing a video a day is it requires me to do much more planning with my life. I have to think about, okay, if I'm going to work on the golf cart, what do I need? I need tires, or I need to get the gear ratio, or I need somebody to help me turn things, or you know, helps me figure things out, helps me become more organized. If you can hear that noise in the background, that's my compressor. And once again, if you're looking for an air leak, the last thing you need is that thing screaming away at you. It's working for me. Hopefully it's working for you guys. I don't know. Some folks binge watch videos. I have a tendency to binge watch videos. Some people have a tendency, if there's like a bunch of videos, like if I did 10 golf cart videos, they watch the last one to see if it's going to interest them, and then they kind of skip around to the other parts. Whatever works for you guys, man. Anyhow, I'm babbling. Folks, thank you for watching, and thank you for commenting, and thank you for subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and remember to enjoy all your days. Even if it's cold and you don't feel like going outside, make sure you enjoy your time. Bye now.